This is Lena B. Welcome to Mending and Moving Forward. Um, I do know I've been missing for a little bit, but I am back. I am back. I'm on the sleeve back. I'm gonna just hold this in my hand because it's annoying. But yeah, I am back and I am ready to talk about a lot of stuff today. But we're gonna take it 1 week at a time because I know I can't squeeze everything into 1 week like I normally want to do, but we ain't doing that. But how have y'all week been? Have we been working on our exercises to stay calm and cool and collective, working on our mental health? Are we doing all of that? I know I have been. I know I have definitely been. I've been having some panic attacks lately, a lot of panic attacks. So, I have been working on a lot of stuff pertaining to me and personally, but, or let me not say but, and everything has been looking up so far. I am working on thinking positive and not thinking negative about everything. Because we can't live in the negative. We have to stay positive. So I have been working on that. And I am very thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, welcome to Mending and Moving Forward. And of course, I'm your host, Lena B. And this week, I just want to apologize, of course, because I did not come on last week at all. I didn't even give a post of why I wasn't on or anything, and I apologize for that because normally I do. But it was just a lot going on for me mentally, and I do realize like it was selfish of me because this movement is all about us going through our pain and suffering and everything together. This is our platform to feel comfortable about whatever we have going on, whether it's mentally or anything. This is our safe space, you know. So I do apologize for not coming on and doing the show last week, and of course not doing our Sunday update that I normally do every Sunday. So that is exactly why I just wanted to bring that up first because I've been thinking about it all week. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even say, hey, I'm not doing the show today or nothing. It was just up, not there. So I do apologize for that completely, wholeheartedly. I do. But this week I really just wanted to talk about being in relationships and having to heal. Um, and the reason why I brought this subject up is because I had to learn this. We tend to get into relationships, and it's either we bring our hurt into that relationship or we're hurt so much that we hurt back that person without doing it intentionally, but you hurt the person you love. You hurt the person that you should be building with, or, just everything is not the way you want it to be? So sorry, y'all. Um, so of course that is something I wanted to talk about this week. Um, about us, like, it's okay not to be healed and be in relationships, but you have to keep in mind that, okay, or let me not say keep in mind, but have the acknowledgement to know that, okay, I am not healed and control yourself. This is something I had to learn. It's hard. I will say this. It's harder to learn it while you're in a relationship, but it is so much easier when you have somebody who knows that you are hurt, who knows that you have been through trauma, who's supporting you with healing as you are supporting them with healing also. Because my biggest thing is I don't want to be with somebody who's completely healed, if that makes sense. I would rather be with someone who not and let me not say that I don't want to be with somebody who's healed. It's just I, for in my opinion, let's heal together. Let's build together. Let's get to that space of we did this and we got this. Probably I just think like that because I'm a hopeless romantic. Um, but you know, I just wanted to touch that subject because so many times, like we as a people tend to get into relationships and then we're so hurt that everything that reminds us, and it's not always bad things that remind us, but sometimes the good that we do remember from that relationship is so haunting because that entire relationship in a whole was toxic and traumatic towards you. So anything that's a reminder of anything is a trigger, and you tend to push it off to that person who doesn't deserve it, you know? But like I said, it's all about knowing you. We have to know ourselves in order to control ourselves. So many times we don't know ourselves. It took me a long time to know myself, you know, when it came to a lot of things. I can keep it a buck with y'all right now. Like I how would I put it? I'm very closed off and I'm easy to shut down. So it's either I get very angry and I'll try to up you one screaming or whatever it is, or I just shut down. Those are my two coping mechanisms when it comes to anything, and it's very unhealthy. It is very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. But like I said, everything is a learning stage for us. We learn and correct, we learn and change. So it's all about self knowledge at the end of the day. So yeah, how have y'all week been? And I would love to hear y'all opinions on stuff. I do wish this was like I'm trying to work towards that where I could get my podcast to be like a open camera podcast where almost like Facebook, where you could click, hey, I want to join, and everybody's faces on there or your pictures on there, and it's like we're all live talking to one another. You know, that is the platform I eventually want for our platform. So I am working towards that, but I believe that would be so much more interacting as far as how I want our channel to be. But yeah, I just want to know, like, how have y'all week been? And do y'all believe that it's healthy to come into relationships unhealed, or do y'all feel like you should heal completely first before you get into a relationship? And that's just a question I have for this week. Like, do y'all feel like it's okay to get into a relationship and heal while you're in a relationship, or heal first before you get into a relationship. You know? Because I have had different debates on it, and everybody's reason for what their answer is always different, and I don't know. I like to hear other people's opinions and what they feel on a certain subject, because I feel like that's real awesome to hear everyone's different everyone's different perspective. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so tired. But everybody has a different perspective on everything. So, I like to ask questions during our shows and stay on top of everything. So that's why I like to ask questions. Keep y'all engaged. Keep y'all interested in everything, But I am thankful for the followers we have. We are up to 111 followers. Thank y'all. I am really excited. I am really excited. I got 111 followers. This is great, y'all. And we're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep growing. Cause mental health awareness is so important. It is so important. Trauma, mental health, the whole nine. It is so important, and I feel like it's not talked about enough. Or if it is talked about, it's always women, 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 and they forget that men go through the same thing we go through. And that's my biggest thing. I am a huge supporter of both sexes. I don't care what nobody say because there are stuff that men go through too. And because it's so not accepted for men to talk about their traumas or anything, is like they're put on this back burner or they're forced to keep it in. And I feel like that's very unfair, because men feel just like we feel. Um, so yeah, my platform is where everybody could feel comfortable talking about their traumas or asking questions or if y'all can't talk to me in a video online, you can like come to me and be like, hey, come in my inbox. I've had people come in my inbox and hey, I'm this, that, and that, you know what I'm saying? And we'll sit and talk and I'll let them know, hey, this is my opinion. Of course, like I tell everybody, I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a licensed nothing. I'm just a down to earth person and I'll give you my opinion as far as I know, you know? But you know, I just know not everybody has somebody to talk to, you know? For the longest while, like I kept things in. I ain't never talked to nobody. But like I said, if you don't feel like you're comfortable talking to a physical person, journaling works wonders. It works wonders. Um, Coloring. I say the reason I say journaling, that's because you get to write down your thoughts and you can burn them after you're done. You could keep it. I never read back my journals. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I write and I never go back and read it. So I legitly just write out how I feel. I'm sorry, y'all. I probably got a million journals and I've never went back in them and read nothing out of it. I just write, you know. But excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. But like I said, everybody is different. You can go back and read your journal, to say, okay, on this day, because how I do my journals is I write the date, the day, and I write the time that I start. Then at the end, I write the time that I'm done. You know, if I'm unclear, like even relationship wise, because that is what we're talking about today. Um, if I'm unclear about something in a relationship, and for me, I'm not a confrontational person, so I don't go up to this the person and say nothing to them first. It's always I overthink. So in order for me not to overthink and outthink myself, um, I tend to write how I feel. I'll write how I feel, just write how I feel. And now those journals I will read over. And the reason I read them over is because sometimes when you sit and you think and it's nothing to go back and think about what you was thinking about, it's you overthinking. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but my mind races and I overthink till I start thinking negative, you know? So in order for me not to do that, I tend to write and just keep writing every feeling I'm having. And then I go back and read it. I read it and I'll be like, oh, okay. I wasn't overthinking. This person gave me so much assurance, reassurance, and everything. And I'm just sitting here overthinking the situation because I'm scared or I fear this or, like anything. You know what I'm saying? And then there is times where sometimes your overthinking is great because it makes you overthink to the point you be like, hold up, this person wasn't doing this, or I'm sitting here listening to this person, and you know what I'm saying? So journaling can work wonders. Let's just put it like that. So journaling is great. Coloring is great. Um, I wouldn't say playing a game on the phone because majority of these games, I'm sorry, I know, sound like a conspiracist, but I'm not. But to me, a lot of these games are addictive. Like they're made to get you addicted to it, and I wouldn't say I condone that if you're trying to heal, you know. Um, but yeah, I just feel like there's many ways to cope, with healing, getting over a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you like to exercise, exercise. If you like to exercise, exercise. If you like to run, all of those are exercising. It's like whatever gives you that overwhelming peace. Just I don't even know how to explain it. I'm sorry, y'all. But you got to feel at peace when you're doing whatever you're doing. And you just get to this point. I'm talking about you get to this point in your relationship where you don't care what nobody think about you, that person you're with. It's just you and them against the world, and it's an awesome feeling. It really is. It's a fantastically awesome feeling. That feeling that nobody can ever take away from you. Um, yeah. So like I said, like, do y'all believe that in order to be in a real healthy relationship that you should be completely healed, or you step into that relationship and you heal together or one by one? You heal, he heal, and y'all come together and be one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I'm a hopeless romantic, so of course I believe in, hey, we could get together, we could heal together, we could do this together, build our empire. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a hopeless romantic for real. Um, but yeah, this week I just really wanted to touch on that, like getting in relationships and how sometimes being unhealed can mess that relationship up when that person is actually good to you, you know? Um, and also, sometimes we do need to be supportive too when we realize somebody is not healed. Like, it's like not to bash our generation. I'm in my 30s. I'm 34. So not to bash my generation and the younger ones, but it's so crazy because I feel like all the girls trying to compete with men, or if they ain't trying to compete with the men, and not saying that all